This moment is not random. You have been awakened. Chosen one, still your heart and quiet your spirit. For what is about to be spoken does not come from man. You did not arrive here by curiosity. You did not scroll to this message by accident. It was not an algorithm nor chance that brought you here. Heaven itself summoned you. As C.S. Lewis profoundly wrote in The Weight of Glory, "There are no ordinary people. You have never talked to a mere mortal. You chosen one are no mere mortal. Your eternal significance has drawn you to this divine appointment, etched into the eternal timeline for such a time as this. Long before you were born, your name was etched into the eternal timeline for such a time as this. This is not a fleeting moment. It is a divine appointment, a sacred intersection of your timeline with something eternal. While others remain asleep in the noise of the world, you have been granted the rare grace to open your eyes. As the world rushes past in distraction and chaos, you were chosen to stand still in holy quiet. A hidden passage has been opened, but only you have been called to walk through it. The silence surrounding you is not emptiness, it is evidence. The heavens are adjusting the rhythms of time to deliver a miracle into this exact space, and your body, your very presence, has become the doorway through which it will descend. This encounter has been hidden from the eyes of millions. Not everyone is permitted to witness what you are now sensing, but you, your soul, has been crying out for this moment in the dark, when no one saw your tears, when no one heard your prayers. And heaven answered not with noise but with presence. Something is approaching you now. It will not come with fanfare. It will not arrive with thunder. It comes wrapped in sacred stillness known only to those whose spirits have been marked. No one around you knows what is about to happen. They cannot feel what you're feeling. Not because it isn't real, but because they were not chosen for it. But you were. Your soul, bruised yet unbroken, called for this day long before your mind understood what it needed. And now the call has been answered. Something divine is moving toward you, not through sound, but through silence. And the moment it touches your reality is now. Heaven rarely announces itself with thunder. It arrives in the tremble of the soul. Chosen one, you must pay attention now, not with your eyes, but with your spirit. What surrounds you may appear unchanged, but something unseen is already moving. The veil is thinning. If you feel a sudden shift in the air, a stillness, a weight, a quiet warmth in your chest, do not dismiss it. That is not your imagination. It is the first ripple of a supernatural current bending the atmosphere around you. Heaven is approaching not as an idea but as a force, and you are standing in its path. You may begin to feel as though you're not entirely in the same room anymore, as if reality has softened, as if time is holding its breath. That sensation is not confusion, it is contact. A presence has entered, one that is not bound by flesh or sound. It watches from a distance, not to frighten you, but to assess your readiness. This is not a haunting. This is a visitation. The trembling you feel in your body, the urge to cry for no reason, the way your breath catches, these are signs that your spirit has recognized what your mind cannot name. The warmth in your chest is not just a feeling, it is a signal. An angel has been assigned to ensure you do not miss this moment. You are not alone. That sense of being awake when you should be asleep, of feeling strangely alert, is not coincidence. Something has been placed in your space, and everything around you has been instructed to remain silent so it can unfold without interruption. You may notice that certain people have become strangely unavailable. Their absence is not a loss. It is divine orchestration. They were not meant to be witnesses. What is happening now is holy. It is not for everyone to see because not everyone was chosen, but you were. And because of that, the atmosphere around you is being guarded. The world has grown quiet, not by accident, but by design. You have entered sacred territory. The veil is lifting, and what you feel pressing against your skin, what you sense in the air, is not fear, it is glory. Heaven is drawing near. Remain still. Remain aware. The divine has not forgotten where to find you. It is here. The miracle does not rush in with noise. It breathes itself into the room where faith made space. Chosen one, the moment is no longer approaching. It has begun. What you feel pressing softly beneath your skin, the pulsing of invisible energy, the sudden stillness in the air. These are not random. They are the early waves of a manifestation that was written long before you knew to expect it. Heaven is not waiting for your permission. It is already moving into your space, because the time appointed for this miracle has finally arrived. You may begin to feel a gentle vibration in your chest or spine, as if something inside you is awakening. This is not emotion, this is alignment. Something ancient, something holy is entering your reality, and your body is responding as a gate opening for what was always meant to pass through. The miracle is not coming to decorate your life, it is coming to redefine it. What you once saw as flickers of light or shadows moving at the edge of vision, they were glimpses, echoes. Now the real thing is stepping forward. You will not see it with your eyes alone. You will know it because the atmosphere has changed. Your room may feel warmer, cooler, denser. This is because a spiritual frequency has descended, and your physical space is bending to host it. There may be no trumpet, no voice, no flash, only a quiet sense that something profound is watching, breathing, choosing when to reveal itself. The angel assigned to you is near, carrying something wrapped not in cloth but in light, and it cannot be replicated by any human hand. This offering is not a reward for perfection, it is a response to endurance. You were faithful when no one saw. You were broken but did not break. You prayed in silence, cried in secret, and believed when belief felt like madness. Heaven saw every moment, and this now is its answer. You may feel your body growing light, almost suspended. You are not leaving. You are crossing, not into death, but into divine transformation. For a moment, you are being lifted into the dimension of the miracle, and when you return something in, you will be permanently altered. The walls of your life will not shift, but everything behind them, the old energy, is already retreating. You are not imagining it. You are being made new. You are not imagining this. You are being restructured to contain what once could not enter. Chosen one, your body is no longer reacting to the world as it did before. What you feel now, the tingling in your hands, the weightlessness in your chest, the subtle pull at your spine, is not random, and it is not natural. It is the signature of the sacred. The transformation has begun not just around you, but within you. Heaven is not simply visiting your atmosphere, it is rewriting the architecture of your inner world. As C.S. Lewis wrote in The Problem of Pain, pain insists upon being attended to. God whispers to us in our pleasures, speaks in our conscience, but shouts in our pains. It is his megaphone to rouse a deaf world. The sensations in your body, chosen one, are God's megaphone, rousing you to the divine restructuring that prepares you for the miracle. Your cells are responding to frequencies they were not built to carry in the past. That's why the air feels different. That's why your limbs feel lighter, your heartbeat slower, your senses heightened. Your physical form is being stretched open to make room for the miracle. Not the event alone, but the presence that comes with it. This is not imagination. This is divine rewiring. Your entire nervous system is being retuned to receive the weight of glory without collapsing. If you suddenly feel emotion rise without cause, a tear, a deep breath, an unshakable calm, allow it. This is the release of residue. Old pain is lifting. Ancient energy is being pulled out. The miracle cannot plant itself in soil still occupied by grief, shame, or fear. That's why the ache in your chest has returned, not to torment you, but to exit for the last time. You are being emptied so that something holy can fill you. The space around you is changing, because the space within you is expanding. You are not merely experiencing a shift. You are becoming the shift. Every sound you hear differently, every breath you take more deeply, is evidence that you are now breathing spiritual air. The miracle has altered your atmosphere, and nothing within that sacred perimeter will remain untouched. Even your thoughts are moving slower now, not from exhaustion but from stillness. Your mind is being cleared, not just for peace, but for prophecy. Your voice may fall silent for a time, not from confusion, but because the words being formed in you are not ready to be spoken. You are being given new language, new sight, new rhythm, and all of it is being built inside you without your effort, because grace does not demand it, bestows. You may feel like laying down, closing your eyes, or withdrawing. That is not weakness. That is divine recalibration. The miracle is not just a moment. It is a reconstruction, and your body must rest while heaven continues its silent work. You thought you were forgotten, but your name has been burning in heaven since the beginning. Chosen one. There is something you need to know. Something heaven has kept veiled from your eyes, not because you were unworthy, but because the timing had not yet matured. There was a moment days ago when you cried in silence, believing that no one in heaven had heard your voice. But that tear, unnoticed by others, was the signal. It triggered a decision in the spiritual realm. What is now unfolding around you was ordered from that very cry, a divine response to a silent ache. You passed a test you didn't even know you were taking. While you felt abandoned, while the nights felt empty, a council in heaven was watching. Your faith, fragile yet unbroken, became the proof needed. And now, because you held on when it would have been easier to quit, a reward has been released that no human language can fully describe. This is not just a gift, it is a restoration of everything that was delayed, stolen, buried, or forgotten. There was a conversation in heaven, and your name was at the center of it. Your breakthrough was not a last-minute decision. It was fought for. One of the archangels stood before the throne and pleaded your case, refusing to allow heaven to skip over your name. That's why you feel what you feel right now. That's why the atmosphere is thick, sacred, almost electric. This is the result of intercession, not from earth, but from the celestial realm. Everything that once made you feel invisible has now become the evidence that you were being hidden for protection. You weren't passed over, you were preserved. The silence you endured wasn't rejection, it was insulation. Heaven was keeping you from being seen too soon, and now the covering is lifting. The divine seal is breaking. The miracle is not coming, it has come. You are no longer waiting. You are now within what you once longed for. When heaven lifts you, not everyone can follow. Chosen one, do not be alarmed if the people around you begin to fade quietly from your life. This is not punishment, it is protection. You are no longer vibrating at the same frequency as the ones who once surrounded you. Some will feel the shift but won't understand it. Others may sense the power growing in you and instinctively withdraw. Let them. What is happening now is a holy separation ordained by heaven to preserve the purity of the miracle planted within you. As C.S. Lewis wrote in Mere Christianity, "It may be hard for an egg to turn into a bird. It would be a jolly sight harder for it to learn to fly while remaining an egg." We are like eggs at present, and you cannot go on indefinitely being just an ordinary decent egg. We must be hatched or go bad. You chosen one are hatching, breaking free from the shell of old ties to soar into the divine purpose that awaits you. There is a stillness beginning to form around you. It may feel like isolation, but it is not. It is consecration. You are being set apart. The atmosphere around you is becoming a sanctuary, and not everyone is allowed to step inside. This miracle is too sacred to be exposed to doubt, distraction, or envy. That is why certain calls are not coming through, why some doors remain closed, and why the noise around you has suddenly gone quiet. You are in a divine cocoon, where transformation is still in motion. What you're feeling is real. The disconnection, the distance, the emotional thinning of old ties. But it's not because something is wrong. It's because everything is finally being made right. The people who once drained you, who fed from your light without giving anything back, are being pulled away by divine hands, not because of judgment, but because this elevation cannot be shared with those who refuse to rise. Do not chase what heaven has removed. Do not try to explain your silence. Those meant to understand will feel it in their spirit. Those not meant to walk with you further will only hear noise. This is the divine sorting, and it is evidence that your name has now been written into a higher script. You are no longer where you used to be, not emotionally, not spiritually, not even energetically. Something in you has risen, and everything around you must now adjust to that rise. The world around you is beginning to respond to what heaven has planted within you. Chosen one, from this moment forward, what surrounds you will no longer behave the same. You may begin to notice small, subtle signs, lights flickering for no reason, electronic screens freezing a breeze, brushing your skin when no window is open. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations. When heaven moves, creation notices. Your environment is bending to accommodate the spiritual force now resting within you. Matter itself is responding to miracle. Time may begin to feel slower, even stretched. Sounds may echo longer. Colors may seem deeper. These aren't tricks of the mind. This is the miracle continuing to unfold, reshaping your reality to match your new vibration. You have become a carrier of something holy, and the earth, air, and even silence recognize it. The laws of the natural world have not changed, but your presence within them has. You are now walking with a spiritual charge that shifts space as you enter it. There may be moments when your breath catches, when your skin tingles, or your pulse quickens without reason. That is not fear. It is recognition. Your body is catching up to the energy of your soul. This is divine alignment in motion. You are being rewired to hold what could not be given to you before. That's why your nervous system feels alive. That's why even the atmosphere seems to pause when you speak, move, or simply exist. If you hear a knock and no one is there, or if your name echoes softly in your mind, do not dismiss it. The veil is thin now. Heaven is communicating through symbols, sensations, and soundless whispers. These are the breadcrumbs of the divine spiritual markers letting you know you are in the miracle's radius now. And once the miracle takes root, everything around you begins to speak of it. You may cry unexpectedly, or feel joy rising like a river. Let it flow. The Spirit is making room. The miracle is not only transforming you, it is claiming your space, sanctifying your timeline, and reordering the physical world to match what has already been declared in heaven. Nothing around you is random anymore. Your very breath has become sacred territory. You are no longer who you were. Heaven has marked you, and now the earth must respond. Chosen one, what began as a stirring in your spirit has now become a completed transaction in heaven. The miracle that entered your life quietly has now been sealed not with noise but with power. You may not feel different in the ways the world measures change, but the shift within you is irreversible. You are no longer standing at the threshold. You have crossed into a realm where your very identity has been rewritten by the hand of the divine. There is now a spiritual signature within you, an imprint left by the presence that hovered over your soul and declared, "It is done. From this moment forward, even your silence will carry weight." Your energy has been recalibrated. Your name, once whispered only in prayer, is now spoken in heavenly places with reverence and recognition. The pain you carried, the doubts that tormented you, the heaviness in your chest, all of it has been burned away in the refining fire of this miracle. You may begin to speak differently, not because you are forcing yourself to, but because the frequency of your words has changed. What comes from your mouth will now carry spiritual resonance. Where once your voice echoed in empty places now, it will move atmospheres. Where you once felt overlooked, now you will be impossible to ignore, not because of your volume, but because of your vibration. Your very presence has become a signal. People will stare longer, pause before speaking, or treat you with unexpected reverence, not because they understand, but because their spirit senses what their mind cannot. The glow you carry is not metaphorical, it is real, and even the mirror will reflect it. Look closely, and you'll see its stillness in the eyes, softness in the face, a quiet that carries thunder beneath it. You have not simply been blessed, you have been reborn in light. Heaven has not just touched your circumstances, it has rewritten your spiritual status. You are now a walking vessel of divine consequence. What was once your weakness is now your weapon. What was once hidden is now your authority. You do not need to convince anyone. The atmosphere will speak for you. What you now carry is holy. Walk, gently speak, slowly guard the glow. Chosen one, now that the miracle has taken root, your next steps must be intentional. What has been given to you is not meant to be explained, it is meant to be embodied. There will be no need to justify what others cannot see. This moment was not designed for crowds. It was shaped for the quiet ones, the faithful ones, the ones like you who kept believing even when the skies were silent. In the coming days, you may feel the urge to withdraw. Follow that. Heaven often speaks loudest in solitude. Your sleep may shift, your energy may rise and fall without warning. Let your body respond naturally to the adjustment. You are being tuned. Downloads will come like whispers, sometimes wrapped in dreams, sometimes in stillness. Keep a journal close. Patterns, numbers, symbols, all will carry messages. This is not superstition. It is divine language. There may be people from your past who attempt to re-enter your space. Not all of them carry darkness, but not all of them belong in your next chapter. Discern without fear. Not everyone can walk beside a soul that has been elevated. Some will try to attach to your light for warmth, but they are not meant to dwell in your inner circle. You will know them, by the way. Your spirit reacts, not your mind. You may be called to speak a word, write a thought, create something new, do it. Your hands now carry authority. Your voice carries frequency. Even your silence has power. Heaven did not elevate you for stillness alone, but for assignment. Your presence in a room will begin to break things open. Atmospheres will shift when you walk in. You'll notice it. Others will too, though they may not understand why. That is not your burden to explain. That is heaven's witness speaking through you. Be slow to speak and quick to listen in this season. Do not waste the oil. Not every conversation deserves your light. There are places your soul will now resist. Pay attention. Heaven is guiding your direction through peace, not pressure. Where you feel anxious, pause. Where you feel peace, proceed. Finally, do not rush to see results. The miracle is alive inside you now, and it is working in layers visible and invisible. Some changes will show up as favor. Others will show up as quiet shifts in thought, mood, or memory. Every one of them matters. Walk gently. What you now carry is not just for you, it is for generations after you. Let the world wonder. Let heaven continue the rest. Let what heaven has begun in you be completed without interruption. Chosen one by divine ordinance and the sacred timeline written over your life, the miracle now resting within you is sealed not by human hands, but by the authority of heaven itself. What was once delayed is no longer waiting. What was once hidden is now revealed. What was once broken has been made whole. From this day forward you walk under a new name, one spoken not in crowds, but in the courts of glory. May your body now carry peace that surpasses reason. May your breath release the tension of battles no longer yours to fight. May your hands glowing with unseen fire create and bless everything you touch. May your feet tread only on paths aligned with divine purpose. And may your sleep return to you not as escape, but as sanctuary, where visions unfold and clarity awakens. No weapon formed against you shall remain. No word spoken to diminish, you shall stand. No spirit sent to interfere shall pass the perimeter of light that surrounds you now. You are not returning to the old version of yourself. That door is sealed. You are not waiting to be chosen. You have been chosen. You are not chasing miracles, you have become one. In the days to come, may your soul be led by stillness, not striving. May your name echo only in rooms designed for your spirit. May those who once overlooked you feel the glow they cannot explain. May your silence speak louder than your former cries, not out of bitterness, but because peace has found its place. This blessing is not temporary. It is generational. It will outlive you. It will flow into others through you. Let the fire in your eyes remain steady. Let the weight on your back be lifted for good. And let every step you take be marked as holy ground, for you no longer walk alone. It is done. It is sealed. It is sacred. Now walk not as one who hopes for light, but as one who carries it. Amen.